right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Tropical storm Ian wreaking havoc across Florida and the Carolinas. The latest death toll and search and rescue efforts.
High pressure continues to dominate our weather. Will you need your umbrella at all this week? I'll time out any rain chances.
The jury found the defendant, Richard Darren Emery, guilty of murder in the first degree.
A St. Charles County man convicted of quadruple murder while the jury was back in the courtroom today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ryan Henson. Brent Solomon on assignment this evening. Today, a St. Charles County jury back in session 1 day after convicting Richard Darren Emery of first-degree murder. 5 on your side, Travis Cummings joins us in studio with more on today's deliberations.
Hey, Ryan, it was another day of testimony as the jury chooses what Emery's sentencing will be exactly. His options, either life in prison without parole or the death penalty. Today, jurors heard from those who were closest to Emery, many who say the man who killed that family in December 2018 was far from the man they knew.
Either death or imprisonment for life without eligibility for probation or parole.
A St. Charles County judge putting the fate of 50-year-old Richard Darren Emery in the hands of a jury Saturday. Emery shot and killed his girlfriend, Kate Caston, her 2 children, and her mother inside their home in December 2018.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second phase of this trial.
Both the prosecution and defense brought a number of voices to the stand, including the first police officer who saw the gruesome scene inside the house that night.
I knew this wasn't going to be anything that was just walking into and seeing the good side of humanity.
Caston's parents, the children's other grandparents, still grieving the loss.
Keep praying you wake up from this bad dream, but it's not a dream. It's for real.
To know we'll never see them again hurts us. It really hurts. We trusted Darren.
Emery and his defense team have continued to argue he didn't know why he shot the family, but was sorry for doing it, while prosecutors say he was well aware. Those who knew Emery speaking highly of his character and his adoration for the family.
He's funny and sweet and caring, and I always thought he was just a really good man.
Emery's aunt, too, in shock after getting the news about the nephew she considered to be a son.
Couldn't believe he could do something like that. That wasn't his demeanor at all. I couldn't fathom what possibly could have happened.
Okay, so the trial will resume on Monday. We expect to inch closer to a verdict. Again, prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. Ryan.
Well, tonight, St. Louis police investigating a fatal shooting in North St. Louis. Around 5:45 this morning, officers responded to Ashland Avenue in Walton over reports of a man lying in the street. They found the victim had been shot in the face. He was pronounced dead. Anyone with information asked to call Crime Stopper at 866-371-TIPS. Tonight, Missouri Highway Patrol is looking for the driver involved in a deadly hit-and-run crash in St. Louis County. It happened shortly after 1:30 this morning on I-270 right there on the map east of St. Charles Rock Road. According to the crash report, the driver made an illegal lane change and hit 52-year-old Jerry Lawrence's car. Lawrence lost control, ran off the road, and went right into a concrete barrier. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. And we're continuing our coverage on post-tropical storm Ian. Tonight, authorities have confirmed 77 deaths in both Florida and North Carolina. Ian hit the Carolinas yesterday as a Category 1 hurricane. It washed away this pier right here in North Myrtle Beach, leaving many areas underwater. Tonight, search efforts are underway in the hardest hit areas like Sanibel Island, Florida.
We shouldn't be alive right now. We shouldn't be alive right now with that storm. This is the power of that storm.
Remnants of Ian are still bringing rain to the Mid-Atlantic and New England region, and St. Louisans are among those helping people impacted by Ian get back on their feet. Around 20 local Red Cross volunteers are in Florida right now. They're providing emergency shelter, food, first aid, and so much more. The executive director of the local Red Cross explains how you can still give back from your home.
The biggest ways that you're able to really lend a hand is through your financial donations. Your financial donations to the American Red Cross enable us to continue the response efforts through both the volunteers, the material support, all of the emergency responses that we're doing.
If you'd like to volunteer or donate to the Red Cross, you can find a link. Just head to ksdk.com. And many people on social media are sharing a viral weather report featuring Shepard Smith with a dire warning about Hurricane Ian for residents of Florida. Tonight, Ariane Till and our verified team clears up whether the footage is recent or not.
As Hurricane Ian approached Florida, a clip from Fox News claiming to show host Shepard Smith issuing a dire warning about Hurricane Ian for residents of Florida went viral on Twitter. Take a listen.
See this? Melbourne, Daytona Beach, all the way up to Jacksonville. This moves 20 miles to the west, and you and everyone you know are dead. All of you.
Based on these sources, we can verify that this video is not current. Here are the receipts. 1. Verify traced this video back to a Fox News broadcast from October 6, 2016. 2. Zoom in on the ticker at the bottom of the clip. It mentions Hurricane Matthew, which made landfall on the East Coast in October 2016. The Category 5 storm caused millions of dollars in damage and multiple deaths in North Carolina, according to the National Weather Service. Next, Fox News confirmed that this is an old clip, unrelated to Hurricane Ian, and has not been rebroadcasted. And finally, Smith left Fox News in 2019 and is currently the host of The News with Shepard Smith on CNBC. So we can verify that this video of Shepard Smith on Fox News issuing a dire warning for residents of Florida ahead of a hurricane is not about Hurricane Ian. It's from 2016. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Project 5's Give 75 campaign has partnered with the American Red Cross to help raise money for Hurricane Ian relief. You can make a donation. Just text the word donate 314-425-5355. The calendar has flipped to October, and that means it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. After a local chef was charged with domestic assault, area businesses have come together to raise support. The Love to Eat, Eat to Love fundraiser allows restaurants to choose where they want to give a portion of their proceeds to and how they want to fundraise. Organizers hope this not only raises money for important organizations, but also raises awareness about what resources are available.
This is just another way that we can show how we can all work together to make a statement about how we feel about important issues and really do something productive with maybe some of the feelings we have about those kind of issues.
The Love to Eat, Eat to Love fundraiser lasts all month long. You can find a full list of participating restaurants and details. Just head to ksdk.com. And this is a live look over Busch Stadium. This weekend, the Cardinals celebrating their final homestand of the regular season. They just wrapped up a big win over the Pirates just a couple of minutes ago. Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina, we know it's a curtain call of sorts for them as we wind down the season. And today, fans got a chance to say thank you to both of the Cardinal legends. They signed these 7-foot cards placed at Ballpark Village. They're giant size, so there's enough room for everybody. Fans have been writing heartfelt messages on these cards for the last couple of days. The cards will be presented to Pujols and Molina for the final home game tomorrow. It's a battle that takes the lives of more than 40,000 women in the U.S. each year. But today, victims and survivors took back the power in downtown St. Louis. Celebrating black-owned businesses, today folks came out to Pagedale for food, fun, and beer. What makes this event so special?
More sunshine, low humidity levels, but one day this week we may hit 80 and another day we may see a shower. All those details coming up.
Today, the streets of the city's Grove neighborhood turned into a festival. The annual Grove Fest brings thousands of people to celebrate the community. It features lots of tasty foods and drinks from local restaurants, live music, and performances. Other activities included a fashion show, hot dog and pie eating contest, and so much more fun. Now, food, drinks, and beer. Who doesn't love that combination? Just a few minutes ago, the inaugural Blacktoberfest wrapped up in Pagedale. The festival offered a variety of beers from black brewers, live entertainment, and local food and vendors. The president and CEO of Black Brew Culture shines a light on the importance of this festival.
Our platform, Black Brew Culture, celebrating, honoring, promoting people of color in the beer industry, it matched up perfectly with Chris and Beyond Housing's mission, bringing the community together, bringing them out, supporting entrepreneurship, Black-owned breweries and Black vendors.
Attendees also got to participate in a 5K Twilight Run hosted by Beyond Housing. Each person received a T-shirt and a pretzel medal.
And can you believe it? It's October 1st, so the leaves are going to eventually start to fall. They're just beginning to change color. And we do have a really sharp cold front later in the week. It's going to get chilly by the end of the week. More on that, plus a slight chance of rain. I'll tell you when.
Live from New York. Well, we're still here in St. Louis, but Saturday Night Live returns for its 48th season tonight. Tonight's guest host, actor Miles Teller, and the musical guest is Kendrick Lamar. Catch the season premiere right here in about 15 minutes when we wrap up with the news. Today, NASA announced a new window for the test launch of Artemis 1. NASA hopes to launch Artemis sometime between November 12th and the 27th. It was canceled several times due to weather and technical issues. Currently, the rocket is in its hangar to protect it from Hurricane Ian, and it was not damaged in the storm. And today is an important day for college students. The annual FAFSA application opened up today for students enrolling in the 2023-24 school year. The form is used by colleges, the state and federal government to award grants, scholarships, work study, and student loans. Students can apply now on FAFSA.gov. And happy birthday to former President Jimmy Carter. He turns 98 years old today and celebrated at home with family. Carter, he's the longest living U.S. president in history. He won the 1976 election after defeating President Gerald Ford and only served one term in office. His wife, Rosalind Carter, she celebrated her 95th birthday back in August. And every year, more than 265,000 people are diagnosed with breast cancer. That's according to the CDC. This month, survivors and victims coming together to fight the disease. Today, the 13th annual Sister Strut brought the battle to downtown St. Louis.
I'm walking because I'm a 3-year survivor, breast cancer survivor, yes. And I did that walk.
My dad, my granddad, my grandmother, they all lost it because of some form of cancer.
Everyone has a different reason, but it's all the same fight.
Cancer shouldn't be here. Get rid of it.
For the 13th year, Strutters painted downtown pink to raise awareness for breast cancer. Each step of the 3K walk shows just how far we've come in the fight against cancer.
Breast cancer is popping up in everybody. It don't matter what age it is.
And how much more work needs to be done to save more than 42,000 lives every year. The CDC says black women die at higher rates compared to other races.
We all are intertwined in this undescribable disease, and we all need to fight it together.
I like them to make sure they're doing regular breast checks for themselves and also getting their yearly mammogram.
And you caught a glimpse of the magnificent Kelly Jackson in there, 5 on your side anchor. Well, she was the MC for today's Sister Strut. So what a great organization, Jim.
Yeah, and Kelly's the best. And of course, yeah, just amazing. What a good day for them, for sure. So weather-wise, I wanted to show you this. You know, how depressing, right? To just talk about Ian and what's happened this week. But a friend of mine had sent this picture in from Sanibel Island the day before Ian actually struck Sanibel. This is how beautiful it looked and how calm the sea was, and the storm obviously in the distance there. And she did evacuate and left before the storm hit, and she's thankful that that was the case. All right, so post-tropical cyclone Ian, now 15-mile-per-hour winds and right through Virginia, but it's dying down so much. This will be the last statement at 10 p.m. 50 miles to the west-southwest of Richmond, Virginia, and moving so slow. Now a coastal low is developing. That'll turn into a nor'easter, and coastal flood advisories are in effect, plus that rain chance. It's not as heavy as it was, but still some rain along the eastern seaboard there. So the flow from the system, that counterclockwise flow around the low pressure, is still just to our east around Cincinnati. Then high pressure is being blocked from moving east. So we still have more of a north-northeast wind flow, and you can see it more clearly here. High pressure mainly in Canada, and there it is. Not only the coastal low, but the remnants of Ian, and of course that flow around both storms, giving the East Coast some really bad weather, but for us, that high just kind of gets stuck. And here's the upper levels of the atmosphere. Same thing. High pressure is going to stay with us probably through midweek. And then an area of low pressure approaches us, and then a chance of a shower. This is Thursday. Again, not a lot of rain, spotty at best and probably very light, but a cold front should move through here on Thursday, and then much chillier, as you'll see in the 10-day forecast coming up by Friday and Saturday. 62 right now. What a nice night around St. Louis, outside of the city in the upper 40s to around 50 degrees. So St. Louis in the 60s right now, but 58 Lake St. Louis, Pacific down to 49 at this hour. Overnight lows tonight dropping down into the 40s once again, even in St. Louis, so pretty chilly. And then the 10-day forecast, 70s. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, plenty of sunshine. Before that next front, Wednesday, 81. Chance of a shower, slight chance, and very light showers on Thursday, 74. But 62 Friday, 62 Saturday, and maybe some overnight lows in the 30s by Sunday or Saturday morning.
Wow,
Chilly.
football weather to say the least.
Yes, coming.
And it's perfect timing because Ahmad joins us right now, and I think everybody just flipped over from that Mizzou game.
Yeah, Mizzou, they gave the #1 team in the country all they could handle, but could the Tigers deliver that knockout blow? Find out on the other side of the break. The Cardinals could coast into the playoffs, knowing their NL Central title is clinched and the playoff spot is solidified. But manager Ali Marmol said it best: we're winners and we don't like losing. Jordan Montgomery got the start tonight, and let's just say he didn't have to put in too much work versus the Pirates. 6 innings, 5 punch-outs on the night. Now, why didn't he have to do much work? Well, glad you asked or wondered. Albert didn't hit home run 702, but he did drive in 2 right here. Cardinals would take their early lead in the first inning. Alec Burleson would come up to the plate next, and he would draw the walk. So that meant the bases would be juiced. Corey Dickerson comes up and says this pitch may be worth the squeeze, and man, was it a grand slam. Good guys go up 6-0, and they went on to win 13-3. A win tonight versus Georgia for Mizzou would shock the college football world and make people start asking questions like, is Drinkwitz for real? A loss tonight to the Dogs, and people would say, Mizzou is supposed to lose. I call that playing with nothing to lose. The Tigers trying to pull off the upset, and Mizzou on the doorstep early in the second when Brady Cook finds Tyler Stevens, and the Tigers would take a 10-0 lead. Georgia's defense is all you hear about in college football. The Tigers said, check us out. They get on top of the fumble, and for Rowe Field, they lost their minds. Harrison Mevis missed the game winner versus Auburn last week. Here's a 55-yarder. Mevis said, how do you like me now? But field goals, they don't win games. Touchdowns do, and the Bulldogs get the dagger right here late in the fourth. They win 26-22. Staying on the football scene, Illinois made the trip to Wisconsin, eyeing their first win there since 2002, and they would get it behind Tommy DeVito's 3 quarterback sneak touchdowns and Chase Brown's 129 yards on the ground and his touchdown. This team was clicking on all cylinders as Coach Bielema is able to take down his former team 34-10. The defense was a menace all night. They surrendered only 2 yards on the ground and gave up just 208 total yards. Lindenwood took on SEMO earlier today. Cade Brister had a lot of passing yards for the Lions, 346 to be exact, but he had some costly turnovers as well, like this one. It would prove to be too much for Lindenwood to overcome. They end up losing 49-28. The NHRA Midwest Nationals are taking place at Worldwide Technology Raceway this weekend. We are talking about cars traveling up to 135 miles per hour. And I want you to take a look at one of the rock stars in the top fuel category. This is Brittany Force. Her father is a legend in the business, and 2 sisters competed too. She has 4 victories this year and is 3rd on the points list. And this is a 36-year-old woman who likes what she does for a living.
I love this team. I love driving this flavor-packed top-fuel dragster. I still love it. I love the competitive side of it. I love that we're in a hunt for a championship, and you know we're aiming down to get that number. You know, we're chasing down that number 1 spot. We did it back in 2017, and just it's such a team effort. Winning together, there's nothing like it, and I'm not done yet. I still love it. I don't know what the next chapter is, but right now it's here.
Lastly, I sign off for the final time here at 5 on Your Side. Growing up, I had never envisioned working in my hometown, let alone working for the station I grew up watching. But I'm grateful God led me here, and I'm glad Frank Cusimano opened the door for me. Seeing all the goodbye posts and kind messages from you all, it let me know we made an impact in a good way. And I say we because I couldn't have done it without you all. To my family, my girlfriend, my son, and my friends, thank you all for everything. I won't say goodbye because who knows what will happen in the future, but I'll see you guys later because as you know, St. Louis will always be my home. So what a time we had here at 5 on Your Side. I've enjoyed every single second of it. And guys, you know, this concludes a good chapter here.
Well,
I had a lot of fun.
Before we go, we wanted to wish Ahmad a farewell. We asked you earlier what's your favorite moment. That was the Blue Stanley Cup.
Yep.
Understandable. Your favorite thing you'll miss is the people. Now we got one last question.
Okay.
What do we have to do right here, right now, to keep you, not to let you go? What is it? Just name your price.
Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do. Contract is already signed.
Where are you going? Did you say again?
Minneapolis, going to Fox 9 in Minneapolis, the Twin Cities, to cover all the pro sports they have to offer. I'll miss the great high school sports that we have here and the MLS opener that you guys will have next year, Cardinals and Blues. But
you'll be back.
I'll keep tabs on you. I'll be watching you guys, and you'll always be family to me.
And we'll watch you too.
Absolutely.
I hope you do.
Well, that's all we have for right now on 5 on Your Side at 10. The season premiere, Saturday Night Live, coming up next. Ahmad, good luck.
Thanks, guys.